Thank you, and thank you. It seems like a lifetime ago, but in January of this year, I started on a quest. And so many of you in this room as town chairs listened to me, and I made the pitch and asked for your support, and we got that support. And we have come so far. We have come so far since that day in March when we got the Wayne County Republicans nomination. We have a ways to go yet, though, folks, and we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to talk to you a few minutes about where we're at, the things I stand for, and why this election in the history of our lifetime is the most important election that we will face. We've talked about the role of government. What should the government be doing in our lives? We know that they should be keeping us safe, and they're not doing a good job. We know that they should be securing our borders, and they're not doing a good job. We know that they should understand the threat of terrorism against our nation, and I don't believe they do. So the one thing they should be doing, where they should be involved, where they should be keeping us safe, where they should be doing what's right for our military and providing them with what they need while they are deployed, they're not doing it. So we need to change that. The second thing I've talked about over and over again, and throughout the last 9 months, it's been the issue that we see and hear all the time: jobs and the economy. Jobs and the economy are what the American people and the people in the 25th District are concerned about. And we all in this room here know that the government cannot create jobs. It's not what they should be doing, and they can't do it. So when a Congress passes an close to $1 trillion because of the stimulus bills they've passed since then, to create jobs, we still have unemployment at 9.6, underemployment at 17%. We know, and they proved it, the government cannot create jobs. They've got to get out of the way. They've got to get out of the way for the entrepreneurs, for the people who are willing to invest capital and take a risk and live the American dream. That is what America is about, that entrepreneurial spirit. And this government, this administration, this Congressman, Dan Maffei, are snuffing out the entrepreneurial spirit. They're ruining the American dream for not so much us, but for our kids and our grandkids. And that's why I'm running. I've got 6 kids, I've got 11 grandkids. There's a lot at stake here. We have to preserve the opportunity that this nation has always offered. When my grandparents came here from Italy, all four of them immigrated over here. My parents were first-generation Americans, and my father, grocery store, roller skating rink, sold life insurance. He dabbled, he worked so hard because of the American dream, and because he wanted to give to us a better life than he had. And for them, the American dream was a home, owning your own home, having a car, being able to send your kids to college. That's the American dream for them. And what we want to give to our kids, we want to give them better than what we had. But this administration and the path they've got this country on, they're snuffing out that American dream. And so one of the things we're going to fight for this November is that we maintain the American dream, we maintain the opportunity that the United States of America offers to anyone who's willing to work hard and take a risk and invest their time and their effort, their blood and their sweat equity. That's what the United States is about, and they're killing it. Beyond that, I campaigned so hard about health care. And as a registered nurse and an attorney who represented a hospital, I've raised kids, I had a severely disabled sister, my mother's 89, I get health care. I understand the need for health care, good health care, and low-cost health care. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that this health care bill doesn't do any of those things. It doesn't decrease the cost of health care. It doesn't improve access to health care. All it does is it puts the government right square in the middle of your health care decisions and your relationship with your physician. So this bill needs to be defunded, it needs to be repealed, and we need to get true health care reform where we will contain the cost of health care, where we will make sure people have access to it. Well, what we need to do is make the patient the consumer. The patient should be making the decisions. The patient should be at the center of healthcare decisions. You seniors, you should not have to worry about Medicare. This healthcare bill is going to make a $500 billion cut to Medicare. We're already seeing private companies dropping their Medicaid Advantage program. It's not the right solution for healthcare and containing the cost of healthcare. So it's got to be defunded, it's got to be repealed. Now, when you say that to my liberal friends, and when I've debated Dan now all week long, it's been a long week. You talk about healthcare and you talk about, Dan, this doesn't do anything to improve healthcare in our country. It just creates all these IRS positions. It creates this 1099 quagmire. It increases things. It increases the size of HHS and the IRS, and it's just bad, Dan. And he goes into this doublespeak and this talk about all the great things it does. Well, here's the news for Dan LaFay. New York State has too much of a Medicaid plan, a Cadillac Medicaid plan. It's got pre-existing condition. It's got S-chip, so our kids, if they need to be covered, will be covered. We didn't need this bill. And what he did was he sold out upstate New York, he sold out the 25th District, and made these alliances with other states that we would cover their costs in order to get them to vote for it. I said, the very least you could have done, Dan, was, get us something in upstate New York, get us something in the deal. But he didn't. And what he has done and what he has continued to do is not represent us. He's voted for stimulus, he voted for cap and trade, he voted for the health care bill, he voted for the financial regulation bill, and every time he does that, he agrees and he sides with Nancy Pelosi. He puts our interests aside upstate New York, and he worries about keeping his job.